What's up guys? So in today's video I want to talk about two of the biggest open world games that we've had come out in the past couple months, Red Dead 2 and SpiderMan PS4. Both of these games have huge open worlds and I'd like to compare them and figure out which one I think stands out as the best open world between these two games. First, I'd like to go over how I feel about the Red Dead 2 open world because it's a huge and expansive open world and there's a lot to it. Red Dead 2 takes place across several different states, and every single state has a different landscape to it, and it makes it feel super immersive and absolutely beautiful and breathtaking everywhere you go. So unlike SpiderMan PS4, Red Dead 2 has an all day and night cycle, which is something I think should be very standard in video games today, and I understand why SpiderMan PS4 didn't have it, is because they wanted to have certain parts of the story feel like more of a dramatic feel, but honestly, I just feel like it's lazy, and I think that Spider-Man PS4 should have had a day and night cycle. Red Dead is a brutal open world, and what I mean by that is the open world comes after you, whether it's animals, bandits, bounty hunters, you name it. Whether you're just riding your horse down the road, not trying to have any trouble whatsoever, and then there's a roadblock and someone's there just trying to kill you and take all your stuff, they get you, you lose $150. In my own opinion, I think the bounty system makes the open world feel more alive and more brutal. It gives it more of a challenge because people are almost constantly coming after you the higher your bounties get. In my playthrough, I haven't paid off any of my bounties whatsoever, and it's made it really exciting, especially when you're traveling from place to place, because you have to watch your back because you never know when someone's going to come after you. In Red Dead Redemption 2 there are so many different activities, and just to name off a few, there are legendary hunts, gang hideouts which are huge and really hard, homestead robberies, train robberies, and treasure hunts, just to name off a couple of things that you can do. When I hear people talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, they talk in NPCs. Oh, the NPCs are really responsive. They don't feel like just NPCs to me in this game. What they really feel like to me is every NPC that you would call it feels like their own character. Because different people that you'll come across in the game react to you very differently depending on how you treat them. And these people, they have all their own schedules and go through their different things in every single day. Say if you go to the shopkeeper, you kill the shopkeeper, they're going to remember that. The town is going to remember you. They're not going to want you there after you shot up the entire place. They're going to say things like, oh, didn't you make enough trouble last time? So these don't feel like NPCs in the world. These feel like actual characters that you're interacting with every single place you go. So now let's talk Spider-Man. To start it off, let's talk about the world itself. I already mentioned that I did not like how they had no day and night cycle. They had it set to what they wanted the story to be as. And personally, I'd rather have them explore dynamic weather and having a full day and night cycle, so that way when you're out in the open world, you get to experience it all the time changing. That's how it was in Spider-Man 2 and many other Spider-Man games. I just felt like it should have been in suit with that. In Red Dead, we have access across several different states. Yes, in Spider-Man PS4, there are different parts of the city that feel different. For instance, Chinatown feels a hell of a lot different than swinging in the financial district. But it doesn't give you that vibe where you can go to the other islands in New York City, because there's more than just Manhattan. There's a lot more than that. You know, there's so many other bridges that go off to different parts of the island in New York City, which would have been really cool to go to, and maybe in the sequels we'll be able to go to those eventually. Since Spider-Man is a light-hearted, fun character that he is, I really wouldn't expect him to be able to interact with citizens like Arthur Morgan can. He can greet them, antagonize them, he can shoot them, he can do whatever he wants to them. But all I'm saying is it would have been a little bit cooler to get different ways to interact with the civilians in Spider-Man PS4. You could say, oh hey, can I take you for a swing, or something like that. I don't know, just an idea. Or have like Spider-Man's own dialogue tree for different citizens. And they wouldn't have to make it so all the citizens react the same way. Not everyone in New York City loves Spider-Man. not every single person adores him for the hero that he is. Some people don't like him, they don't like the way he wears his mask, they don't trust him, they think he causes a lot of damage. And there's that aspect of it too that they really could explore, because generally while I played this game, the civilian interactions where everyone loves Spider-Man, they never had anything bad to say about him. But it'd be cool to get somebody say like, oh, you go to act like you're going to take a picture with them, and then they go to try to sucker punch you. That'd be really cool. So with Red Dead, there's multiple different ways that you can interact with the world. But Arthur Morgan isn't a superhero. Spider-Man can do things that, Arthur Morgan can't do. And that provides a lot more variety and a little bit more limiting, because you're obviously not going to go hunting in New York City. But all I'm saying is there's mainly just car chases, saving civilians, kidnapping, and petty crimes pretty much. And if you do like Sable Outposts and stuff like that, that's different than open world natural interactions is what I'm talking about right now. They could have put in a little bit more effort into this instead of just doing your average car chase. They could have put in something like a fire, or like in the story when you save Aunt May, except not using QTEs. So for instance, a fire, say like the beginning of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's that scene with the huge semi-truck. What if like you used a semi-truck for a APC mission type like we had with the mission where you chase down Martin Lee and you're fighting all the guys at the top of the APC? A mission like that would have been really cool in Spider-Man PS4, or at least an open world mission like that. I would love to see something along those lines. It'd be really cool. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. If you notice, one huge thing about Spider-Man PS4 is when you walk slow on the buildings, you can actually look inside the buildings. And there's one thing that kind of drives me a little bit crazy about this. Every single building that you crawl or walk on, there is absolutely nobody inside any building in Spider-Man PS4 besides one side mission. Other than that, all the buildings are completely empty, and that's something that I think really needs to be updated for the sequel, because you have tons of people on the street, but while you're crawling, at least make it so a couple people populate in the system while you're crawling upwards. Could you imagine if you're running or crawling up a building and then someone goes to the window to look out and then they see you crawling up and they get scared and they jump back? That is an immersive Spider-Man open world feature right there. It'd be really cool to see. So guys, after going through this and thinking over the pros and cons, comparing Spider-Man PS4 and the Red Dead 2 open world, I firmly believe Red Dead 2 has the better open world. Believe me, I love both video games. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I really did love Spider-Man PS4, but I definitely see room for them to make improvements and make it grow in the sequel, to improve things, make them better, and also add tons of new features. I really hope Insomniac pulls through with that, because I'd love to see this universe get bigger, and especially with our expanding technology and gaming in general, the sky's the limit. There's so many places that this can go. And when you think how far we've come with video games the past 10 years, it's really amazing. And I honestly think Red Dead 2 has the better open world. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Red Dead 2, Spider-Man PS4, take your pick. And I also want to hear your opinions why. Why would you consider that open world the better one? So don't forget, drop a sub. I appreciate the views, and I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have no idea. We're at 110 right now. We're on our way to that 200 to 1K. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.